This footage shows the last public appearance of Steve Jobs, 4 months before his death. He speaks to the Cupertino City Council to reveal one final project.
Apple's growing like a weed. And as you know, we've always been in Cupertino. Started in a little office park and...
The genius behind the design of Apple Park transcends the mere notion of a workplace. It is an epic tale that intertwines ambition, innovation, and an almost utopian vision of what a space dedicated to creativity and collaboration can represent. It all begins with Steve Jobs, whose last public appearance, for months before his death, marks a decisive turning point. Standing before the Cupertino City Council, he unveils a project that would become one of the most tangible legacies of his visionary spirit. Apple, the company he co-founded in a garage with Steve Wozniak in 1976, had grown exponentially, and its historic headquarters on Infinite Loop were no longer sufficient. These buildings, constructed in 1993, were once a symbol of modernity, but with the company's rapid expansion, they had become too cramped, too scattered, and, most importantly, too far removed from the ideal that Jobs carried within him. The idea was not to abandon Infinite Loop, but to complement it with a larger, more ambitious campus capable of embodying the spirit of innovation that defines Apple. To achieve this, the company acquired a vast plot of land nearby, a place steeped in symbolism for Jobs. This land had once belonged to Hewlett-Packard, a company that had marked his adolescence. At the age of 13, Jobs had called Bill Hewlett, one of HP's founders, to ask for spare parts for a personal project. Not only did Hewlett send him the parts, but he also offered him a summer job in one of HP's divisions. This often-told anecdote shows just how much this land represented more than a mere real estate opportunity for Jobs. It was a return to his roots, a closing of the loop, a tribute to his beginnings, and to those who had inspired him. For Jobs, this land was a way to honor his roots while building the future. To design this new campus, Apple turned to one of the most influential architects of our time, Norman Foster of Foster Plus Partners. Foster, known for his modernist and functional buildings, was an obvious choice. His style, which has evolved since the 1970s, combines a clean aesthetic with a decidedly practical approach, perfectly aligned with Apple's design philosophy. But this project was not just about architecture. It was an intimate collaboration between Foster, Steve Jobs, and Johnny Ive, Apple's legendary chief design officer. Together, they envisioned a place that would not merely be a workspace, but a true statement of intent, a manifesto of what an environment designed to inspire and facilitate innovation could be. Jobs, with his keen eye for detail and his quest for perfection, was involved in every aspect of the project, from the materials used to the arrangement of trees in the park. The result is Apple Park, a campus whose main building, shaped like a ring, is instantly recognizable. This perfect circle, often compared to a spaceship, is designed to house 12,000 people under one roof. But it's not just about size. The circular shape was conceived to encourage encounters, exchanges, and collaborations. The 9 sections of the building are connected by atriums flooded with natural light, creating spaces where employees can cross paths, chat, and perhaps give birth to the next big idea. The hallways, which run along the outer and inner edges of the ring, are entirely glass-walled, offering panoramic views of the vast green spaces surrounding the building. These curved glass panels, the largest ever used in construction, are a technical feat in themselves, but they also serve a deeper purpose: to connect employees to their environment, reminding them that they are part of a greater whole. The natural light, omnipresent, is carefully controlled to avoid glare, while the white canopies protruding from the facade serve both as design elements and as part of the natural ventilation system. The interior design is equally thoughtful. The workspaces are open, inspired by university campuses and co-working spaces, with shared desks and informal collaboration areas. The idea is to break down silos, foster creativity, and encourage the exchange of ideas. However, this idealized vision was not without its challenges. Some employees, particularly engineers and programmers, found it difficult to concentrate in such an open environment. Apple had to adapt its approach, creating more traditional spaces for teams that needed them while preserving the collaborative spirit that defines the campus. For example, research and development teams, which require a high level of confidentiality, were relocated to separate, more conventional buildings with enclosed offices and surface-level parking. These adjustments show that even a vision as ambitious as Jobs must sometimes compromise with practical realities. One of the most impressive elements of Apple Park is undoubtedly its park, designed to reflect the Californian landscape that Jobs loved so much. The renowned landscape architect Laurie Olin was tasked with creating a space that evokes both the sprawling meadows of Stanford and the orchards that the Bay Area. Over 800 fruit trees were planted, recalling the agricultural history of Silicon Valley, while an artificial pond adds a touch of serenity to the whole. The winding trails through the park are designed to encourage strolls and informal conversations, another way to foster innovation. Jobs insisted that the landscape be not only beautiful but also functional, reflecting the balance between aesthetics and utility that characterizes Apple products. The choice of trees, plants, and even the materials used for the pathways was carefully considered to create an immersive, almost sensory experience for those who walk through the campus. But Apple Park is not limited to the main building. The campus also includes a state-of-the-art fitness center, equipped with facilities for volleyball, basketball, and soccer, as well as a full fitness studio reserved for employees. Cafes scattered throughout the park offer spaces for relaxation and socialization, while the Steve Jobs Theater, largely underground, is a masterpiece of design in its own right. Its entrance pavilion, supported solely by glass panels, is a technical marvel that reflects Apple's obsessive attention to detail. Inside, a glass spiral elevator and custom elements, such as elevator buttons and even pizza boxes specially designed for the campus, testify to this quest for perfection. Every detail, from the choice of materials to the layout of spaces, was designed to create a cohesive and immersive experience, reflecting Apple's values. Yet, despite all these innovations, Apple Park is not without controversy. Some critics point out that the campus, with its own private bus services, on-site medical centers, and relative isolation from the local community, resembles more of a bubble than an integrated space within its environment. One might wonder if a more open approach, encouraging interactions with local businesses and residents, might have been more beneficial in the long term. For example, by integrating public spaces or fostering partnerships with local businesses, Apple could have created a more dynamic and interconnected ecosystem. But perhaps Jobs' goal was not to create a practical campus, but rather a symbol, an embodiment of Apple's ideal. A place that, like its products, combines beauty, functionality, and a bold vision for the future. In the end, Apple Park is far more than just a workplace. It is a statement, a tribute to the spirit of innovation, and a reminder that architecture, when thoughtfully designed, can inspire, connect, and transform. As Jobs himself once said, this campus is designed to be the best office building in the world, a place where architecture students will come to seek inspiration. And perhaps, in this ambition, lies the true essence of Apple Park, not merely a space, but a story, told through glass, steel, and greenery, a story that continues to inspire far beyond the walls of Cupertino. It is a place where the past, present, and future converge, where every detail is crafted to evoke an emotion, an idea, a possibility. And perhaps that is the true hallmark of Apple, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary and making every project a work of art. Thank you for watching this story until the end. If you enjoyed this content and want to discover more inspiring stories, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell to stay updated on every new video, and leave a like to support this work.